What's going on, everybody? I am the Bad Duck and you are the internet. Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking Elimination Chamber 2024 in Perth, Australia. I'm super excited, even though it's going to be at like 4 a.m. my time. I'm not excited for that part, but I am very excited about the whole card in general because it looks like to be a great PLE, especially because it's focused on one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Mommy, Rhea Ripley, most likely main eventing. That's neither here or there. Let's just jump right into the card and get to the predictions. The first matchup is Judgment Day versus the New Catch Republic, the newly formed tag team between Pete Dunne now and Tyler Bate versus the Judgment Day of Finn Balor and Damian Priest. This match doesn't excite me at all. I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of thrown together, it's kind of messy, and it's kind of sad how far these belts have fallen ever since WrestleMania 39, where they were main eventing night one instead of the women main eventing, and now they're probably going to be opening up, or at least be the second match on the card, because this match doesn't mean anything, because those belts have fallen so far from grace. Now, what does that mean for this match? Honestly, as exciting as a new tag team is, they have a lot of work to do. They haven't made headlines. I probably prefer the Street Profits. You could put Alpha Academy here. You could put a ton of other tag teams into this position. But currently, I guess they're trying to push these two into a tag team and make it like a whole big thing, which, great. You can do that, but let's not force it down our throats, because then we're going to just reject the tag team in general. And Judgment Day, on the other hand, have not been the greatest tag champions ever since they took back the belts last year. They haven't been the greatest champions in the world, to be fair. And honestly, it might be time for a title change. It might be, but I don't see it here. Honestly, this tag team is too new to give any claim to those belts, and it might hurt the belts in the long run if they win this match. So, that being said, I still think the Judgment Day do take this belt home, and I do believe they drop it at WrestleMania, though, due to the fact that these belts have fallen so far from grace, and they have no chance of rebounding it unless they get new champions, new solid champions like DIY, Alpha Academy, the Street Profits, etc. There's plenty of other tag teams out there. There's plenty of tag teams they're building up currently to be these massive things, and they give it to the team that's not even really a tag team. They're kind of thrown together because of the faction. Moving on, we have the least interesting Elimination Chamber match, and that being the men's Elimination Chamber match. The men's looks like a great match in all. I'm not saying it's not going to be, but I'm not super into this match. There's no like big draw here. There's nothing that's keeping me enticed in that. That might be because of the prize at the end is Seth Rollins, who's currently injured, and I don't even know if he'll be fully cleared for WrestleMania. He says he will be. I'm not holding out any hope that Seth Rollins will be fully 100% okay for WrestleMania, because it is a knee injury that's very, very scary, especially for someone who has a long history of knee injuries, who Seth Rollins is. But the Elimination Chamber is kind of stacked. You have Bobby Lashley, who is probably the least important member on this chamber. You have Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and the Viper Randy Orton into the chamber. And honestly, again, like I said, it's a stacked chamber, but I'm not super enticed by it. I don't know why. I don't really get it, but honestly, this can go a lot of ways. You have Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, who can have a great match between those two. Throw Sami Zayn somewhere in there, make it a great match. Honestly, that would be great. Bobby Lashley, again, like I said, he's the odd man out here. I don't think he really has any big importance into the World Heavyweight Championship, especially because he's on SmackDown and has had zero interaction with the Raw roster, unlike everyone else on this card has in the last few months. So I think Bobby Lashley is definitely not the guy to win this match. You have LA Knight, the megastar, who has been brewing his craft ever since he started getting that push back at SummerSlam. He's been doing great things. He got a match against Roman Reigns, almost won against Roman Reigns. If it wasn't for Jimmy Uso bailing Roman out once again, would have been WWE champion. But now he's here in the chamber. You have Logan Paul, the current U.S. champion, who has done a ton of great things in the last few months, especially because now he has signed a full-time contract, meaning that he's been more available for WWE, and meaning that he's also going to be around more often, especially to defend against the U.S. Championship. Would it be awesome to see a double champion? Absolutely. And Logan Paul, honestly, as much as you may may hate him for the person he is, he's a great wrestler. You have Drew McIntyre, who has had this long beef with Seth Rollins and is the clear favorite to win this chamber from everyone, but he's lost 12 straight championship chances in a row. His contract is up in the summer sometime, and there's no word about him re-signing yet, so it's very unlikely, I want to say, that Drew wins this. And then you have Randy Orton, who was gifted the chance to go against Seth Rollins back when he first returned, but denied it to go after the Bloodline, and then he settled that at Rumble with a loss. So there's a lot of moving pieces here. There's a lot of things that can go depending upon who wins this match, and they can make a great championship match against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, probably closing out night 1. So who do I think is going to win? I mean, Drew McIntyre's a great choice, especially with people fantasy booking Sammy to be thrown into that, especially because he's got a beef with Drew. I don't see how Sammy gets there, especially with Drew. I can see Kevin Owens giving Sammy a chance to get into the championship match if Kevin Owens was the one to win this. But I don't think Kevin Owens is winning this. I would love to see Kevin Owens have this championship opportunity and actually get a solid chance at getting a belt, but I don't see it here. Randy Orton's a legend. He's going for the record at some point, hopefully. Does it start here? I don't think so. I don't even think Drew is a great option here because he's lost like 3 times to Seth already, and he already criticized Seth for asking Cody to challenge him when Seth has lost to Cody Rhodes 3 times. My choice here is the megastar LA Knight, to win the chamber and face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania and eventually dethrone the man, because that is the way they want to book him. US Championship is great. It's awesome. And that's what a lot of people are predicting. Logan Paul versus LA Knight to face off at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. Fuck that. LA Knight's bigger than that at this point. He has faced Roman Reigns. He has had Roman Reigns on the ropes. He is among the top players currently on the roster, meaning LA Knight is going after this World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. Book it right now. LA Knight is winning this chamber, and you know what? He is pinning Randy Orton to make it even better, give a bigger push than you've ever seen before. That's my prediction for the men's elimination chamber. Moving on, I'm going to get the obvious out of the way because, I mean, let's be for real here. A lot of this the 2 matches of this card is pretty predictable, and if you're not like me, you might even say 3 of the 4 matches are very, very predictable. So let's get out of the way. Probably the main event: Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship. It's Perth, Australia. These are both Australian-born wrestlers, apparently. I guess Nia Jax is Australian, but whatever. This is Rhea Ripley's big shining moment. Triple H has already said that he's probably gonna cry tears because this is Rhea Ripley returning home as champion to defend her championship that she's worked so hard for and has been a great champion for months and months on the year. And that being said, a lot of people are saying that Nia Jax is just too powerful for Rhea Ripley. I say nay. I think that Rhea Ripley is the most dominant champion currently in the WWE. Whether it be Gunther, whether it be Roman, whether it be whomever, Rhea Ripley is the most dominant member of the WWE champions. And honestly, I don't see it stopping here until she finally meets her match at WrestleMania. And even then, I don't think she might drop it then. It's very close to, it might be, she might carry it throughout Mania. Who knows? We'll see then, especially when we predict the next match. But Rhea Ripley is defending her championship, and she is retaining in Perth, Australia. The final match on the card is an exciting one. This is the Women's Elimination Chamber match, and honestly, there's a ton going for this match. There's a ton going on. There's a ton of relationships involved. There's Tiffany and Becky, who have history, especially recently in NXT. There's Bianca, who is a dream match for Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan, as I've stated on plenty of times, has a ton of history with Rhea Ripley, being tag mates, being the last person to pin Rhea, being the last 2 when Rhea won the Rumble. Naomi is coming back and who is looking to be as dominant as she was back when she left. And then you have Raquel Rodriguez, who's kind of odd person now. I'm going to be real here. Raquel Rodriguez has history with Rhea Ripley as well, being tag mates back in NXT and also facing her back at Payback in 2023. But again, like I said, she's the odd woman out. She's been gone for some time, and she won her chance this last Raw. It's kind of a weird place for Raquel right now, and honestly, she's not going to win the chamber. I'm going to be real here. She's not going to win the chamber. I would love that But honestly, I can easily see a heel turn happening here from Raquel, whether it be attacking Liv, whether it be attacking Becky, attacking someone we don't really expect her to be attacking because she's this big babyface. I can easily see her getting a gimmick change, and that's why they forced her into the chamber, rather than letting someone like Michin, who's had her stock grow, Zelina Vega, who's been great for over a year now. Over all these women that definitely deserve a chance. Well, there's a reason why Raquel is here, and it's probably just set up a character change. Tiffany Stratton is the new girl on the block. Basically, she's never been here before. She's never been in such a big match. The Naomi, well, she's more new now because she's been gone for, I think, 2 years now. She's still a WWE alum, and she's been here for a while. These women know who she is. They know how to deal with her and everything like that. But Tiffany is the new girl on the block, and honestly, she's going to make the final 3. That's my opinion, because they're pushing her to the moon. She wouldn't be in this Elimination Chamber. She wouldn't be one of the last members of the Royal Rumble if they were not pushing her to the moon. They know what they have with Tiffany Stratton, and they know what to do with her, and they're pushing her to the moon, and that's why they need to make her survive a little bit longer than you might think. Honestly, she has a good chance for Money in the Bank, I think. I talked about my video a long time ago that Becky Lynch might be the person for the Money in the Bank. Honestly, I think I'm shifting over my focus to Tiffany Stratton. Bianca Belair is beloved. She's great. It's a dream match against Rhea Ripley to have this championship happen, because they haven't had a championship match since NXT, I believe, in 2019. And honestly, that would be great. I wouldn't be upset if Bianca won the chamber. I wouldn't be upset. She's won the chamber in the past. She has history of winning the chamber. And honestly, I'm not against it. I think it'd be great. But I don't think she's winning the chamber here. Naomi, like I said earlier, is still technically a newcomer to this block here. But again, she is powerful. We know that she's great. She was undefeated in TNA until she returned, where she had to drop it to Jordynne Grace, who was also in the Royal Rumble. And Naomi has shown that she has shown even newer fans to the WWE that who she is and how powerful she is and how determined she is to be back on top of the women's division. Does she win? I don't think so. I think that she might be one of the first people out, just because she's still technically new. They're not going to push her to the top right now until they know for sure what they have. And I don't know if they know for sure what they have with Naomi right now. That leaves Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. These are the two big options. These are the two options that a lot of fans have been saying for Rhea Ripley to face in Philadelphia. And a lot of people are saying Becky Lynch gives a lot more star power, gives a lot more money and stuff like that, and gives a lot more eyes onto the product. And they're not wrong. Becky Lynch is an amazing wrestler. She's the GOAT, really, in terms of women's wrestling. And that's a good match to have right there. The Liv Morgan, who is, again, like I said plenty of times, has a long history with Rhea Ripley being tag mates, being the last people in the world. I've already spotted about that. So who wins here between Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan? This is the big drum roll moment. This is basically the final person to figure out for these top 4 championships that we have with the women and the men's. So who's going to be? I believe that Liv Morgan has punched her ticket to WrestleMania in Philadelphia. She no longer has any legal problems. She's cleared. They were pushing her a lot when she was injured. They were giving her to Barbie premiere. She was at the Packers Stadium, as much as that hurts my soul. I believe she's in Fast and Furious. She's done a ton of shit while she was out. There was no reason why they would have her do that unless they were planning to push her to the high heavens, make her champion in Philadelphia. And I believe that she is going to win the Elimination Chamber here in Perth, Australia, and finally set up a face-off moment against Rhea Ripley, who has not seen her since she came back at Royal Rumble. But that's going to be all for me, guys. Let me know your predictions down below in the comments. Who's going to win the Elimination Chamber matches? Who's going to win the tag champions? Is Rhea Ripley going to retain at Perth, Australia like we all think? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.